Good morning, my dear student. Today we discuss with you your very important topic of your concern syllabus, that is natural growth hormones in plants or phytohormones and their physiological role in the plants. Before knowing the phytohormones, we have to know just about the growth. What is actual growth? As we know very well that in case of plant, growth is a result of cell division. What happen when the seed become germinate? As we know, within the seed, embryo is present, which is known as baby of the plant. And embryo, all the embryo made of meristematic tissue. So all the cells of the embryo are meristematic in nature, and they are the young cells, and they undergoes proper growth and development. They are undergoes continuous cell division. As a result, growth is take place in the plant due to active cells of the embryo. So in case of plant, growth is the result of cell division. As we know very well that in the case of plant, there are two type of tissue are present. One is the meristematic tissue, which is made of young cells, and all the cells of meristematic tissue have the potential to divide continuous, and they are responsible for proper growth and development in the plant. And second is the permanent tissue, which is always originated from the meristematic tissue. And the permanent tissue play an important role in plants. There are various types. One is the simple tissue, complex tissue, and third one is secreted tissue. Permanent tissue also play a various role in the plant, like there are also four types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and aerenchyma. They perform unique function in the plants. So you may measure the growth in the plant by various instruments. The main instruments are arc oxonometer, Pfeffer oxonometer. The arc oxonometer is the simple instrument which is used in the measure the growth at a particular time in the plant. Oxonometer is an instrument which used to determine the growth in the plant. Today we discuss natural growth hormones in plant. As we know very well, in case of plant, there are various chemical compound which is organic in nature, produced in minute concentration in one cells, and they after production they transport from one cell to another cells and promote the cells for growth and development. First of all, before knowing the plant hormones, you have to know what is the difference between the enzyme and hormones. Enzymes are the biocatalyst and produce within the cells and perform on a same cells, while the hormones which produce in one cells and perform their activity on another cells. They transport from one cells to another cells, and they are so responsible for growth and development. They stimulate the activity of the cells and they promote the cell division. As a result, the plant hormones are responsible for regulation of many physiological effects, many physiological activity in a plant. Most of the plant physiologists observed that the growth and development take place in plant by the action and interaction of some chemical substances which known as hormones. You may say this is the definition of hormones. Most of the physiological activity and growth in the plants are regulated by the action and interaction of some chemical substances which known as hormones. First of all, auxin has been discovered by plant physiologists, and after the discovery of the auxin, later there are discovered some other hormones which is responsible for growth and development, such as you know very well, you are so familiar, you studied in a 12th class also, gibberellin, cytokinin, ethylene and abscisic acid. According to Thiemann 1948, plant hormones are defined as it is a organic substances produced naturally in higher plants and controlling the growth or other physiological function at a site and remote from its place of production and active in minute amounts. So it is considered, it is observed by the plant physiologists that the hormones are always produced in minor concentration, and they produce mostly at the apex of the shoot, at the apex of the leaf, at the apex of the root, and then they transferred from apex cells to the various cells of the plant organ towards the lower side and act itself and perform a very good phenomena, that is the plant growth and development. So you may say that the hormones is responsible for controlling the physiological and controlling the growth and development in the plants. The hormones which produce in the plants are known as phytohormones. These are also known as growth promoting substances. These are also known as growth substances. These are also known as growth regulator hormones by various plant physiologists. The auxin were the first hormones to be discovered in the plants, and at a one time considered to be only natural occurring plant hormones. Since then, beside other less important hormones, two important group of chemical substances having later discovered in the form of gibberellin and cytokinin. These hormones is the principal hormones which secreted at the apex of the root, shoot and leaf and regulate the physiological and growth and development in the plants. These are also known as natural plant growth hormones. It has been observed by the plant physiologists that the role of growth hormones is well studied in vascular plants which having the well developed xylem and phloem, and their role in non-vascular plant is less clear. There is no more studied take place in case of non-vascular plants. So, first of all, I will discuss with you your prime and important hormones which is discovered first of all in the plant, that is auxin. You are so familiar, I hope you are so familiar that it is a prime hormones which producing in lower concentration in the plants and play an important role and they are control the physiological effect, and they are also play key role during the growth and development of the plants. First of all, we have to know the discovery and the chemical nature of the oxygen. The discovery of oxygen dates back to last quarter of the 19th century when Charles Darwin was studying tropism. What is the tropism? The movement in the plant is known as tropism. Tropism. Geotropism, the movement of the plants towards the gravitational force is known as geotropism. Phototropism, the movements of the plant organ towards the light is known as phototropism. So phototropism means the movement of the plants in the plants. He exposed grass coleoptile. Coleoptile it is the shoot tip. He exposed grass coleoptile to unidirectional light and observed it is bent towards the light. यानी कि what happened? Someone is produced in grass coleoptile, which is responsible for bending the coleoptiles towards the light. He covered the coleoptile tip with the tin foil and cut it off so that it was not acted upon by light. And he also observed after these events that the coleoptile did not bend towards the unidirectional light. What happened? उन्होंने क्या किया कि ग्रास जानते हैं साइन है ना, एविना सटाइवा एक प्लांट होता है, ओट जैब जिसे बोलते हैं. उन्होंने उसकी कोलोप्टाइल को एक्सपोज किया लाइट में, तो उन्होंने देखा कि कोलोप्टाइल लाइट की तरफ बेंड कर रही है. लेकिन फिर उन्होंने क्या किया कि उस कोलोप्टाइल को, ग्रास की कोलोप्टाइल को क्या किया, फोइल से ढक दिया. आफ्टर दैट ही ऑब्जर्व that the coleoptile did not bend towards the unidirectional light. It means कि लाइट की जब वो एक्सपोज थी लाइट में तो वो बेंड हो रही थी, जब उन्होंने उसको कवर्ड कर दिया तो वो बेंड नहीं हो रही थी. इट मीन्स कि someone is responsible for bending the coleoptile towards the light. Thus he concluded from his experiment that some stimulus, after that this stimulus discovered as hormones, some stimulus is transmitted from upper to lower part which induced bending of the coleoptile. It means उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व किया कि कुछ तो ऐसा ऑर्गेनिक सब्सटेंस प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है जो कोलेप्टाइल को बेंडिंग करने के लिए रेस्पॉन्सिबल हो रहा है. बाद में ये जो स्टिमुलस है ये हार्मोन्स कहलाया. दीज ऑब्जर्वेशन आर रिकॉर्डेड इन फेमस बुक पावर ऑफ मूवमेंट ऑफ प्लांट्स इन 1880. याद रखना, चार्ल्स डार्विन ने एक बुक लिखी थी पावर ऑफ मूवमेंट्स ऑफ द प्लांट्स. तो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ दिस बुक, है ना. और उन्होंने सबसे पहले इस एक्सपेरिमेंट को अपनी बुक में मेंशन किया था. ठीक है, रिमेंबर इट. आफ्टर दैट मैनी ईयर लेटर बेसन जेनसन कट ऑफ द कोलेप्टाइल टिप एंड रिप्लेस्ड इट विद ए thin plate of gelatin inserted between the tip and cut stump and observed that the coleoptile could still bend towards the unidirectional light. Although he did not give any explanation, but it was evident from his experiments that stimulus mentioned by Darwin was in fact that a material substance. He observed that this stimulus is known as material substance which was in control of growth. After the discovery of the Benson and Jensen in 1910, he observed that this stimulus is responsible and control the growth in the plants. After that, F.W. Waite, 1926, and later he acted on 1928, was successful in isolating these growth substances from Avena sativa. You have to remember कि यदि कहीं भी कंपटीशन में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि किस प्लांट से जो है ऑक्सीजन को सबसे पहले आइसोलेट किया गया था और किसके द्वारा किया गया था. तो ही वाज द फर्स्ट पर्सन हु आइसोलेट द ऑक्सीजन फ्रॉम द एविना सटाइवा कोलेप्टाइल टिप्स. F.W. Waite 1928 was the successful in isolating these growth hormones from Avena sativa coleoptile tips, which still retained the growth promoting activity. He cut off the tips of the Avenous coleoptile and placed them on a small agar blocks for certain period of time, and then placed the agar blocks asymmetrically on cut coleoptile stump. All coleoptiles showed typical कर्वेचर इवन इन डार्क। तो आप क्लियर हो गया। उन्होंने क्या किया कि कोलेप्टाइल टिप को जो है कट किया और अगार ब्लॉक में रख दिया, और फिर अगार ब्लॉक को जिसमें उन्होंने कोलेप्टाइल टिप को रखा, फिर कटे हुए भाग पर एक किनारे पर रख दिया। तो उन्होंने रात को भी ऑब्जर्व किया कि रात के समय भी उसमें ग्रोथ हो रही थी और वो बेंडिंग हो रही थी। तो इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर कि जो अपर मोस्ट पार्ट है कोलेप्टाइल का, इसमें कुछ ऐसा ऑर्गेनिक सब्सटेंस या ऑर्गेनिक हार्मोन्स जो है लोअर कंसंट्रेशन में प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, जो कि इसकी कर्वेचर के लिए रेस्पॉन्सिबल है। तो दिस इज द डिस्कवरी अबाउट द auxin. He also developed a method for determining the amount or this growth substances, that is auxin, which is active in very small amount in the Avina's coleoptile tips. This method, the Bayesri, is famous by the name of Avina culture test. जो उन्होंने ये एक्सपेरिमेंट किया अविना सटाइवा कोलेप्टाइल पे, तो इसको क्या नाम दे दिया गया बच्चों? अविना कर्वेचर टेस्ट। तो आफ्टर द डिस्कवरी ऑफ F.W. Wain, he was the successful scientist who isolated the auxin hormones from the upper tip of the coleoptile tip of Avina sativa, and his method was famous as Avina curvature test. So this is the discovery of the auxin, which is the first hormones which isolated from plant, and it is a very important plant hormones which play an important role, which control the growth and development of the plant, and which directly affect the some physiological activity in the plants. There are time to time there are some physiologists who work on the physiological effect of auxin in plants, or there are some physiological effect of auxin which have been reported in plants, or the first one is cell elongation. It is a very important physiological effect which is directly affect the action and traction of the auxin in the plants, that is the cell elongation. The primary physiological effect of auxin in plants is to stimulate the elongation of cell in shoot. Remembered it. It is a competitive question. The auxin is responsible for elongation of cell in shoot. It means it is responsible for cell division in shoot. It is the responsible for growth and development, proper growth and development in shoot. Many theories has been proposed to explain the mechanism of cell elongation due to auxin. Accordingly, the auxin causes cell elongation probably, number 1, by increasing the osmotic solute of the cell. Number 2, by reducing the wall pressure. These are the observation of the scientists who prove that by these physiological changes in the cell promote the cell elongation in the shoot. Third one is the by increasing and permeability of the cell to water. Fourth observation is by an increasing in the wall synthesis. And fifth one is very important, by inducing the synthesis of specific DNA dependent new messenger RNA specific enzyme protein, the latter bringing about an increasing in cell plasticity and extension, resulting ultimately in cell enlargement. What happened during this, bachcho? First of all, the DNA replicates itself and their transcription into messenger RNA, as you know very well, during the protein synthesis. And the messenger RNA we synthesize on ribosome, directly produce the tRNA synthesis and enzyme also, and this enzyme which synthesis from this DNA is responsible for cell enlargement. यानी कि जो DNA है, देखिए during the protein synthesis what happen, first of all DNA is the raw material for protein synthesis. DNA first of all replicate itself and increasing their progeny, and then they they undergo transcription and they produce the messenger RNA, and messenger RNA undergoes the translation and they produce the protein. And as you know very well, the enzyme are proteinous in nature, यानी कि some enzyme act as protein, and this protein and enzyme are responsible for cell elongation in the stem. And second one is root initiation. In contact to the stem, the higher concentration of auxin inhibit the elongation. Second one is it promote the root initiation. In contrast to the stem, the higher concentration of auxin inhibit the elongation of root, but the number of lateral branches root is considerable increase. The higher concentration of auxin initiate more lateral branches roots. Application of indole acetic acid in the form of plates in contrast to the stem, the higher concentration of auxin inhibit the elongation of root, but the number of lateral branches root is considerable increased. The higher concentration of auxin initiate more lateral branch roots. Application of indole acetic acid in form of paste to cut end of young stem result in early and extensive rooting. If you are apply the paste of indole acetic acid to cut end of young stem, what happen? There is a promotion of rooting take place more. This fact is a great practical importance and has been widely utilized to promote root formation in economically useful plants which are propagated by cutting. यदि आप किसी भी प्लांट के स्टेम की कट एंड को इंडोल एसिटिक एसिड के द्वारा लेप कर दें, उसको पेस्ट कर दें, तो इन दिस प्लांट in which you apply the paste of indole acetic acid at cut end of the stem, in this situation the root formation take place very well. The fourth one, physiological effect of auxin, has been discovered by plant physiologists are prevention of abscission. Natural auxin have controlling influence on abscission of leaves and fruit. You know very well abscission. Fall of the leaves in a particular season is known as abscission. Abscission and senescence, you know very well. As you know very well, the plant having a specific age, and after this age, after the aging of the plant organ like fruit and leaves, they fall on. So during the spring season, mostly abscission layer develop, and by the activity of some hydrolytic enzyme and some changes in physiological biochemical changes in plants, there become a abscission layer, and at this abscission layer the plant organ fall on during the spring season. If you apply the natural auxin in such a condition, if you apply if you spraying the natural auxin on a leaf, on a fruit, this abscission layer become delay. Next one is parthenocarpy. As you know very well, what is the parthenocarpy? It is a asexual method of the propagation in which the seedless fruit are formed. Auxin can induce the formation of parthenocarpic fruit, it means seedless fruit. In nature, the phenomena is not uncommon, and in case the concentration of auxin in the ovaries has been found to be higher than in ovaries of plants, which produce fruit only after fertilization. In latter cases, the concentration of auxin in ovaries is increasing after pollination and fertilization. तो यदि आप ऐसी प्लांट की, एज यू नो वेरी वेल, आफ्टर फर्टिलाइजेशन ओवरी कन्वर्टेड इनटू फ्रूट, तो जो नेचुरल ओवरी है वो तो फ्रूट में कन्वर्ट हो ही जाएगी, लेकिन जो ओवरी जो है फ्रूट में कन्वर्ट नहीं होती, यदि आप उस पर ऑक्सीजन का कंसंट्रेशन या स्प्रे कर दें तो वो भी फ्रूट में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी, लेकिन ऐसी फ्रूट में सीड बहुत लेस होंगे. तो सीड लेस fruit is known as parthenocarpic fruit. And next one is very important physiological effect of auxin in plants have been reported by plant physiologists are respiration. It has been established that the auxin stimulate respiration, and there is a correlation between the auxin and induced growth and an increased respiration rate. According to French and Beers 1953, the auxin may increasing the rate of respiration indirectly through increasing supply of ADP, adenosine diphosphate, by rapidly utilizing the ATP in expanding cells. So if you spraying the hormones on plants, the scientists observe that in such a plant in which auxin spraying take place, the rate of respiration in the cells increase very well. And last one is, it also induce callus formation. What is the callus formation? CALS, callus formation. Callus is a meristematic undifferentiated mass of meristematic cells. Callus is a undifferentiated mass of cells which is meristematic nature. Besides cell elongation, the auxin may be active in cell division. In fact, in many tissue culture, whereas the callus growth is quite normal, the continued growth of such callus take place only after the addition of auxin. होता क्या है बच्चों, यदि आप किसी भी you know very well, in the case of plant, the cellular totopotency take place. What is the cellular totopotency? Any portion of the plant have the potential to produce new one plant itself. यदि आप किसी प्लांट का रूट, स्टेम, लीफ, पोलन ग्रेन ले लीजिएगा या कोई भी पार्ट ले लीजिएगा, किसी भी पार्ट से आप एसेप्टिक कंडीशन में कल्चर मीडिया के हेल्प से आप जो है नया हैप्लॉइड प्लांट प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. इस प्लांट की इस पोटेंशियल को सेलुलर टोटिपोटेंसी कहते हैं. तो एनी पार्ट ऑफ द प्लांट हैव द पोटेंशियल टू प्रोड्यूस itself. So if you adding the concentration of auxin in such a culture media, the callus growth is so well. This is your first plant growth hormones which is concerned in your syllabus. Thank you. Have a nice day.